Many veterans may think they'll never be able to buy a home, but one local expert says there is hope if you understand the system. Reynard Boyce Jr. is owner of Temple Mortgage, and welcome to Coast Live, Mr. Boyce. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, April.
Sure. So how do you help veterans maneuver the system?
Well, traditionally, lenders have denied veterans over these last few years as a result of the mortgage crisis and the meltdown. And it increased the credit score requirements to 640, 650 and above. But in actuality, VA does not have a credit score limit. So veterans could actually go as low as a 550 score. And we've tapped into lenders and investors that we can actually broker loans to that will allow veterans to buy homes with scores as low as 550. This has been phenomenal, the number of veterans that we've been able to take from renter to homeowner.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Okay,
Yeah.
So what is it meant by the rent trap? What is the rent trap?
The rent trap is simply that many veterans and others, non-veterans, are stuck paying rent because they don't believe that there's an available means of them to gain home ownership or access. The problem is not to be disparaging toward real estate agents, but most agents only know as much as the lender that they have a relationship with.
I see.
But conversely, with Temple Mortgage, we go directly to the public. We advertise with you and teach veterans the fact that there is access, that they don't necessarily have to meet the rigid credit score requirements that many banks are requiring.
And there's special loans also for veterans and those that are in the military. Tell us a little bit about those.
Absolutely. Well, not only do you have purchase, you have refinances. There's also a new product where veterans can get a home improvement loan, which is a brand new product that just came out, up to $50,000, whether that be purchase or refinance. So many veterans that may need to enhance their property, some may have disabilities, may need some augmentation to the property that would make their life easier. They can now rehab their house under the new program from the Veterans Administration.
Wow, that's incredible, and I'm sure people don't know about that.
No.
When you have a veteran come in for the first time, what's the common question that they ask?
How much will my mortgage payment be?
Okay.
Right. Or they typically state to me what they're comfortable in paying.
Okay.
And so the thing is to then line them up with my team of agents that I work with to find a home that's comfortable for them. But many of them, after seeing my commercials on this station, just don't believe that they can actually buy because of the number of veterans that are being turned down nationally.
Wow, so they still show up, but they're like, I can't afford this, right?
I can't afford it. I can't believe this is happening. And typically with veterans, it's about gaining the confidence and having a level of accountability. And that's what I've learned with my sojourn working on my nation's veterans. If you're accountable and you earn their trust, they will support you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what is the difference between like a regular loan for people that are not military or veterans as opposed to a VA loan?
The beautiful thing about a VA loan is that they don't need a down payment. They have a certificate of eligibility that entitles them, their entitlement to purchasing a home. That's why it's such an oxymoron that on one hand we give these veterans a certificate, but on the other hand the banks turn around on lending institutions and take it back because they've imposed these credit score requirements, which are basically, if I can squeeze this in, is what they call an overlay. The VA has its rules, but the banks come back and say, we're going to lay our rules over top of your rules. And there comes the rub where so many veterans are being denied. With Temple Mortgage, the lenders that we deal with, we don't have overlays.
And I think you've already answered my next question. How are you different than any other lender?
We don't have overlays.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. And that's huge because many are cited for medical collections, things of like that nature. We don't count those. If they've had a repo within the last 7 years and it's under the last 2 years and it's under $7,500, we don't count those. So thus the opportunity and the access to home ownership becomes wider and wider for so many other individuals. And that are stuck in this rent trap, paying an excess of $1,200 to $1,400 a month for rent. Many of which have paid the landlord's house off.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, this is how you get in touch with you, right? Can you give us the information that's there? 757-567-6700, and they have other questions. They can give you a call, right?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, April.
Sure. All right, Miles.